Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy KLA, Cloud the Wanderer, about to give it to you once again. And yeah, I, I I'm doing this video, and it's about the state of women's bodybuilding division. And there's as you know, if you follow women bodybuilding, a lot of there shows that they're not, you know, showcasing women bodybuilding. They're showing other divisions. You know, for some reason, women bodybuilding they get the short end of the stick, and you know I you know this coming Monday, all the rage George Page, he's having a discussion about what can be done about women's bodybuilding getting attention, something like that. And he was asking if I'll be interested in participating in the conversation, but I wasn't too sure about it. I didn't really know what to say. But anyway, Sherry Priami, she had announced that she's gonna be competing this year in the 2026. So I'm gonna read some of this right here. Uh, I was planning to keep my comeback quiet, but the sport I love needs its women right now. Several women's bodybuilding shows are being canceled due to low turnout, and that hit me hard as someone who's lived this lifestyle, built this physique with intention, and stood on the Olympia stage. I know how much this division matters, so I'm stepping back on stage this season. My bad, y'all. I'm wait. This damn. So I'm stepping back on stage this season, not for validation, not for attention, but to stand up for the future of our division. This sport has room for all of us: strong mothers, seasoned athletes, newcomers, late bloomers, and women rediscovering and rebuilding themselves. If you've been thinking about competing, please step forward. Your presence matters more than you think. Let's protect women's bodybuilding together. As for the fans who continually show their appreciation and offer their support, the only request we have is for you to show up and attend the shows. Make your love for women's bodybuilding known publicly so the league sees the value in keeping our division alive. And yeah, she has a nice physique. I like Sherry Priami. You know, yeah. I mean, that's good that she want to step up. Yeah. I mean, it's really it's not an easy topic to want to talk about because it's like the same thing. It's up to the women if they want to compete. My thing is, if you don't care, why should I care? You know, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not a female bodybuilder fan like that. I like women of muscle. Yeah, I'm sure all the Ray's George Page have told you guys that. But in a way, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. I like women with muscles, and it doesn't matter who has muscles. Women physique, bikini wellness. You know, it don't even fit model. But a lot of them don't have that much muscle like that. But with the women bodybuilders, I think that's it's a continuing thing. Like not too many come out and compete and stuff like that for some of the shows. You know, it and again, I'm not a fan like that. You know, I like women with muscles, but I'm not like so much of the sport all the time. I'm not even crazy about regular sports like that. But you know, I do like women's building also. But at the same time, if they're not wanna come out and be out there and represent their sport, I don't think that there's nothing anybody can do about it. And I noticed that on the Tampa Pro, they didn't really have too many competitors there. I mean, no, they not the competitors, but the audience. And yeah, and I noticed that like there weren't that many people in the audience for women's bodybuilding. And the crazy thing is the general public, they're not thinking about women's bodybuilding like that. I mean, there's people that I know that they know that I like women bodybuilders, like friends and stuff like that. But nobody, I mean, they not. It ain't like something that people is gonna like pay attention to like that. Only there's some that do catch your interest. You know, I don't know. It is what it is. I really don't have an opinion on how the sport can improve. I don't think in my opinion, I don't think it's gonna die out like women's bodybuilding, but it ain't gonna be that many competitors like that. It's gonna always be ignored, unless if the women they make a stand or something like that. I've heard a lot of things about women's bodybuilding, like the competitors. A lot of them, they're they're um they're entitled and they don't put in the work. They're lazy. What else? If something came to my mind too, a lot of them they get injured also, and they retired. They retired, and then it takes them a long like years to come back, like 6 years or 10, 11 years. That's a long time, a long period of time. So people not gonna really care, in my opinion. I was thinking about. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it on George's stuff because I didn't really know what to say about it. And because there's other people that they're longtime fans and they have a lot of insights, a bit more than me. But in my perception, my outlook on it, a lot of these women, they not really focusing on it too much. Like they just work out. A lot of them they started competing because of health benefits. It's various things that uh, I don't know, but I don't think that these women gotta want it. In my opinion, if they don't want it, there's nothing that nobody could really do about it. You could keep talking about it. Somebody was telling me it's like beating a dead horse. Sometimes it's not worth mentioning, but I know there's female bodybuilder fans that they want to do something about it. And in terms of getting people to the shows, uh, I don't know. To each his own. A lot of guys they're really into the fetish things of women's bodybuilding than than the sport. A lot of times, I'm starting to go to shows. I've been to the New York Pro. I've been to the OCB. I'm thinking about going to an OCB show next month, the Double Down. And yeah, I support the OCB. Yeah, I've been going to the OCB show, couple of OCB shows, the one here in Brooklyn, the Big Apple, and the Double Down. But it's up to these women if they want to put themselves out there. You know, I don't know how to like promote the women's bodybuilding. Just showcase female muscle on my YouTube channel. But I do like Sherry Priyami as a bodybuilder. So yeah, I just wanted to share this. You know, there was another bodybuilder. Hold on for a second. Let me see something. Okay, yeah, this is what this person, Anastasia Ryder. She started a GoFundMe.
Opening up in Tampa, and they wanted people in the community to go and do a first class there and post about it, and they're going to post content and blah blah blah. But they asked me to come, which is big because it's like a cutesy, girly little studio. But they're asking a pro women bodybuilder to come. So I think that's a good sign. I mean, even just that we're getting better visibility mainstream, because that's what we need. We need mainstream, the people that bring up this discussion. If you want to win this game, you have to play it. And a lot of the girls don't want to play the game, but they want to win the game. And it doesn't work that way. If you're not going to these posing events, if you're not going to these workshops, if you're not going out in the community, if you're not fucking friendly when people meet you, nobody's going to want to sponsor you. Why would they do that? If you're not personable, if you're not out in the community, if you're not making steps to bring attention to women's bodybuilding in a positive way, again, what do you want? What do you think people are going to give you money for? Existing? Sounds great, doesn't work. I wish that we could find a way to make it more attractive to girls coming up in the sport, to get more women doing it, because that's going to really solve a lot of the problems we face as women bodybuilders. So I am seeing it change on my level. Like, I got invited to go to this new fitness boot camp class opening up in Tampa, and they wanted people in the community to go and do a first class there and post about it, and they're going to post content and blah blah. But they asked me to come, which is big because it's like a cutesy, girly little studio. But they're asking a pro women bodybuilder to come. So I think that's a good sign. I mean, even just that we're getting better visibility mainstream, because that's what we need. We need.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what she said on the All the Rage George page interview. And she also started a GoFundMe to help the cost for sanction fees for women's bodybuilding. And yeah, and they gotta step up. It's nothing that not too many of us, average people can do. You know, it's up to them. I can't really, invest my time on people that don't really care. And it's not towards everybody. I know there's women that do care about the sport. They're very concerned about it, and I get it. But me personally, I'ma just look at other divisions. Word. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that love these women. There's women that I like in women's bodybuilding, but again, if they don't care, it's nothing that what could be done really. It reminds me of that, like in high school. You see the prettiest girl in high school, and you let her know that she likes you, but she doesn't show any interest. And so what you gonna do? You're gonna talk to another girl. I remember back in high school, a friend of mine, he liked this girl, and he would, like, to a point, like, walk her to the bus stop, and he didn't get anything out of that. There were other girls that liked him also, that was friendly with him, that looked it better than this chick. Where I'm going with it, it's like, you know, me personally, I'm not going to focus on invest my time on these women, and they really don't care about a lot of them. It seemed like they don't really care about what happens, until if something drastic happens to it, to the sport. That's all I can articulate. Eh, what 2026 gonna look like for women's bodybuilding, I have no idea. you know I may go to the New York Pro, I may not go, I'll probably watch it on live stream, but I'll see what I can do. I think this year I'll go to a bodybuilding show. When, I'm not certain, but I think I have a feeling I'll go to a bodybuilding show. But my mind is on other things too. So yeah, there was somebody that caught my interest too. What's her name? Laura Mass. Mass. I think I don't know. And I forgot where okay. Yeah, there was this person that caught my interest. Hold on for a second, guys. Yeah, I forgot. I'm trying to find. Hold on. Hardcore. Okay. Yeah. This is bodybuilder chick that I like, Laura. Full coaching, Laura. Okay. Yeah. Full coaching by Laura. Yeah, I seen her interview, and yeah, I kind of like this bodybuilder. She's from the UK. George did an interview on her. I noticed that, in Europe, they doing their things like the Euro Pro. She was there and stuff, and just looking. Yeah, man. So that's all I got, for now. I don't want to take too much of this. Yeah, these women got to step up, man. It ain't really much for me to talk about, so I'm gonna close the shop up right now. So see y'all later.